Hello everyone. Now today we are going to discuss green chemistry and nanochemistry. It is the 16th topic of our syllabus. Now in the introduction we have to see the most common and useful applications of chemistry in our day-to-day life. Now chemistry plays an important role in our important day-to-day life. Also it is creating some problems to our environment while having some disadvantages and some unuseful materials which are remain as it is in the environment. That includes in this topic, and how to reduce this problem from the environment we have to see. Now first of all we have to see what is green chemistry, and we have to learn the definition of green chemistry. Now, green chemistry is the use of chemistry for pollution prevention by environmentally conscious design of chemicals, products and processes that reduce or eliminate the use of generation of hazardous substances. Now green chemistry, green science, all these words are going towards reduction of pollution which is present in the nature. Now green chemistry, once again I am reading the definition. You have to learn the definition of green chemistry. Green chemistry is the branch of chemistry which deals with environment consequence design of chemical products and processes that reduce or eliminate the use of generation of hazardous substances. Hazardous substances means what? hazardous hazardous substances, the substances which are harmful to our day to day life, they are called as hazardous substances. Now we have to move toward the next part of this topic, that is principle of green chemistry or sustainable development of green chemistry. The green chemistry plays an important role in sustainable development. Sustainable development means what? The thing, the process which we are using for our day to day life which reduce the pollution, and how to reduce the pollution and which type of measures we have taken while reducing the pollution we have to see. Now sustainable development is the development that meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Sustainable development has been continued to evolve as that protecting the world resources. Now, as we have seen in the science also, sustainable development includes the resources naturally which we are having. We have to use them carefully. We can take example of air or water also. In sustainable development, we have to use the water, sustainable use of water. Now, sustainable resources which we are taking the water. Water is present in earth surface, on the earth surface, which we are using more amount of water. How much amount of water we need, that amount of water we have to use, and other water we have to save for another generation which will come, and they will not get the affected by less amount of water or water shortage. Now sustainable development which we are going to see in such manner in natural products which we are having, such as water, air, we can take, and which we have to use carefully, and we have to save such things for upcoming generations also. Now we'll move toward the next part, that is principle of green chemistry. Prevention of water or byproducts, to give priority for the prevention of waste rather than cleaning up and treating waste after it has been created. Now explanation is given here. Just we have to read once, all theory part is there. To develop the zero waste technology, ZWT. ZWT stands for, now ZWT stands for the zero waste technology. Zero waste technology. Now these shortcuts or short forms we have to keep in our mind and we have to use in answers also. Now in terms of ZWT in a chemical synthesis, waste product should be zero or minimum. It also aims to use the waste of product of one system as the raw material for other system. For example, the bottom ash of thermal power station can be used as a raw material for cement and brick industries. Effluent coming out from the cleansing of machinery parts may be used as a coolant water in thermal power station. Now we have to just revise the thing which we have studied in 10th standard and 11th standard only. The one industry starting product, the one industry product and remaining of that process, that is waste material, have to use for another purpose. We have taken two examples here. Two industries are depend on each other. While using the chemistry, we have to reduce the form of waste material, such as bottom ash of thermal power station can be used in making cements and bricks industries. That will be the starting material or starting product or raw material for that industry. So another example is what, effluent coming out from the cleansing of machinery part may be used as a coolant water in thermal power station. As we have seen, the thermal power stations machine get very heated and very hot condition they are working. For cooling purpose we have to use the water every time to cool the machine. That waste water which is coming from the effluent of cleansing machineries, we can use that water again and again to cool the thermal power station. Now atom economy, next part of this atom economy. Atom economy is the measure amount of atom from the starting material that are present in the useful product at the end of chemical process. Good atom economy means most of the atom of the reactants are incorporated in the desired product and only small amount of unwanted byproducts are formed, and hence lesser problems of waste disposable takes place. Now these points just we have to go through, and some part of this topic is reduced. As we have seen, the 30% of our syllabus is reduced, so these points are reduced just for connecting the links. I have read these. Now we'll move toward the page number Page number 342. Use of renewable feedstock. Renewable feedstock. Renewable means what? We know that the renew, reuse, and recycle, three R mantras are there in chemistry or science. So one of them we are taking, that is renew. Renew. Now the respective of this principle is largely towards the petrochemicals, use chemicals which are made up of renewable plant-based source rather than other, for example crude oil. Now one reaction is given here, we have to see the reaction. That reaction is like this: benzaldehyde is given, CHO and OH, meta hydroxy benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde. Meta, in meta position, OH group is there. That's why meta hydroxy benzaldehyde. We have to write C6H5CH2Cl as a catalyst. Protection of OH minus group. OH minus group we have to reduce from it, and we'll get the structure like this. Aldehyde group is as it is at meta position OCH2C6H5. Now further, when we are going to add nascent oxygen in it, this is the nascent oxygen. Now this will convert into the benzaldehyde, will convert into benzoic acid, OCH2C6H5, and D protection of OH group will give D protection of OH group will give meta hydroxy benzoic acid. Meta hydroxy benzoic acid. Now this reaction all of you have to write, and we have to keep in our mind while going to preparation of examination. Now another part which is present on the page number 334, that is safer chemistry for accident prevention. The role of green chemistry, in which we have to study the safer chemistry of for accident prevention. Now dear students, we have to understand which accident can take place while using the chemistry and while doing such processes. So in the inside the laboratory or chemical factories, we have to keep in our mind which tricks which we have to use while doing the processes. Now we need to develop chemical process that are safer and minimize the risk of accident. Now accidents are very harmful to our life. So the human beings which are working inside the laboratories and chemical factories, they have to take precautions which we have to understand just now. The substances to be used in a chemical reaction should be selected in such a way that they are minimize the occurrence of chemicals accidents, explosion, fire, emission. For example, the chemical process work with the gaseous substance, then the possibility of accidents including explosion is relatively higher compared to the system working with non-volatile liquid and solid substances. Now, what is the role of green chemistry? The green chemistry approaches recognized that the earth does have natural capacity for dealing with much of the waste and pollution that society generates. It is the only when that capacity is exceed that we become unsustainable. Now, some sort of pollution can be adjustable inside the environment and earth should be adjusted. Now, if we exceed the pollution, then we have to do something to reduce the pollution. Now, to promote the innovative chemical technologies that reduce or eliminate the use or regeneration of hazardous substances in the design, manufacture and use of chemical products. The green chemistry helps to reduce capital expenditure to prevent pollution. Green chemistry incorporate pollution prevents practices in manufacture of chemicals and promote pollution prevention and industry ecology. Green chemistry is the new way to looking at chemicals and their manufacture process to minimize any negative environmental effect. Now, students, please understand, try to understand the topic is totally related with the reduction of pollution which is created by using some process involved in the chemical process. Now, green chemistry helps us to reduce the pollution which is spreading inside the environment in excess amount. Now, introduction to nanochemistry, it is the another part of our topic. Now, green chemistry, here we are going to stop and we have to start the new point, that is nanochemistry. Very short topic is this, only theory part we have to see and one or two questions will ask for this nanochemistry. Now, from clothes, sunglasses, you wear the you wear to computer hard drives and even cleaning products. Nanochemistry, nanotechnology play a big part in the manufacture of many materials. We have been used laser in DVD, CD players for a long time. We contains nanonized components. Look inside the figure, it is given as 6.1 figure is given. Now, many of the things which we have already used in our day-to-day life, DVD and CD are the common things which we have used, and that includes the nanochemistry technology. Now, what is the nanochemistry? We have to understand what is nanochemistry. Now, nanometer we show by nm. Nanometer. It is the smallest unit in meters. Now, nanoscience is the study of phenomena and manipulation of material at atomic, molecular and macromolecular scale where properties differ significantly from those at large scales. Now, on page number 345, the diagrams which are given, that is water molecule is given, glucose is given, antibodies, virus, bacteria, cancer cells, uh, and tennis ball is given. Now we have to see the measurement in the form of nanometers. Water molecule is having 0.1 nanometer size, glucose molecule is 1 nanometer size, in size, 10 nanometers, 100 nanometer, virus which we are suffering from pandemic COVID-19, that virus is also measured in nanometers. Now 100 nanometer is the capacity of virus, any virus, bacteria 1000 nanometers, cancer cell 10,000 and so on. It is shown in the figure which is present on 345 page. Now, how do we define nanotechnology? Nanotechnology is the design, characterization, production and application of structure, device and system by controlling shape and size of nanometer scale. Now, any type of thing which we have to measure which is in very small size, we have to take the unit at a nanometer. Now, why nano? What do you mean by nano? Now you have seen on the roads nano car of Tata, which is running on the road. Why that name is given to the to that car? Nano means smallest. It is the smallest car among the all cars. That's why it is given nano. The nanometer scale is Greek name dwarf, but in actual case nano is even smaller than dwarf. Dwarf, it is used in Greek word for nano, but nano means very smallest unit to measure. Conventionally, the nanometer scale is defined as 1 to 100 nanometer. 1 nanometer is billionth of the 1 meter, that is 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. 1 nm is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Billionth of 1 meter. 1 meter we have already seen in the mathematics. So billionth time smaller, that is 10 raised to minus 9. Means what? Before 10 there should be 90 after decimal point. Now this thing which we have to study. Definition of nanochemistry is also given on 346 page. It is the combination of chemistry and nanoscience. It deals with the designing and synthesis of material of nanoscale which is it is present in the different size and shape, structure and composition, and their organization into functional architecture. Nanochemistry, it is used in chemical, physical, material of science as well as engineering, biological and medical applications. Now, almost all the sites which are working for human beings, for need of human beings, all these sites include the contribution of nanochemistry. Now we have to move towards next part of our topic, that is the last part of the topic, that is application of nanomaterials. Application of nanomaterials. Now the page number 347, the mechanical properties and all these things are reduced from the syllabus, and last part of the topic, that is application of nanomaterials and nanoparticles and nanotechnology, advantages and disadvantages. This much part we have to take now, and this topic will also complete. Now application of nanomaterials. Nanochemistry has already contributed to number of innovative products in various disciplines because of their unique physical, chemical, optical, structural, catalytic and properties and so on. Few applications are given below. Now some applications which are given here, that is nanoparticles. Another is what? Random access memory. Another thing, that is nanotechnology plays an important role in water purification technology and self-cleansing material. Now these four applications we have to keep in our mind. 1 mark or 2 mark question will come here for explaining the application of nanomaterials. Now we will move towards the advantages and disadvantages of nanomaterials or nanotechnology. Now advantages: revolution in the electronic and computing. From the nanotechnology, the new revolution has come in the computing technology. Energy sector, nanotechnology will make solar power more economical energy storage device while becoming the more efficient. And may inside the medical field, many of advantages are there. Manufacturing of smart drugs helps cure faster without side effect, and curing of life threatening diseases like cancer and diabetes it is possible with the help of nanotechnology. Now, wherever advantages are there, some disadvantages are also there. Despite of possibilities and the advancement that nanotechnology offer to the world, there also exists certain potential risk involved with the disadvantages of it. Nanotechnology has raised the standard of living, but the same time it has increased the pollution, which includes air pollution, water pollution, etc. Then nanoparticles can cause lung damages, inheritance, particulate matters can be deposited through the human respiratory tract and then deposit in lungs. The characteristics of nanoparticles that are relevant for health effects are size, chemical composition, and shapes. Now, as the nanochemistry is having some advantages, some disadvantages are also there. So we have to see this theory part inside it, and one reaction is given there. So this topic is also finished. We'll take next topic in next video. Thank you.